Hi, um, praise God. I had a dream, December the 19th, 2011. And it starts out me talking to my brother in Texas. And I was telling him there's a world coming, and it's called Drayden. Now, it's funny that I dreamed that because not my grandson, my nephew's name is Drayden. But it's not spelled the same way that you would spell his name. And I told him, this is a warning. There's a world coming called Drayden. As I said that, I seen a female driving his car up into a gas station. First it was him, and then it went into a female driving it. Now, my brother didn't at that time that I had the dream own a car. He had one, but at that point he didn't have a car. Well, what's really ironic is that a day after, the holiday they call Christmas, I had went to my mother's and I had told him, and he says, I just bought a Cadillac, sedan DeVille, and it's white. Well, voila, it's the same color, as the same name as the one in the dream. Well, moving on, just want to tell you that the significance, you know, that God had already told me, and He had confirmed it with through something as significant as that was the color of his car and what it was and what he would be driving. Well, there was a female driving the car, and she was driving up into the convenience store, but because while she was going up into the convenience store, she ran out of gas. So there was a guy in a big suburban truck got out, and he told her he would help her. Well, she's driving the car on up in there, guiding it over to a stall that looks like, how some people have the old car washes next to a store in some of the urban areas. Well, this car wash was obsolete, it was gone, but the stall was still there, so they kind of pushed the car over there. Well, me switching places, I guess, seem to now be role playing as her. I hear all this noise going on in the back of the store. I don't know why it's in the back of the store. Well, it sounds like, two big beasts, earth-shaking beasts were fighting. And this beast was big and powerful and had muscles like a bodybuilder. And it was fighting like, I don't know, I mean, it horrifies me to see two pit bulls to fight. So these beasts were, just totally, just out of the ordinary, and they were huge. I saw this double-headed beast, which was a tiger and a leopard. A lion and a leopard, because the lion had the hair around the head and just a tiny bit over toward the neck, and then the other head that it was with, that was part of it, was a leopard, but the whole leopard head had the old long fangs, like they did the saber tooth did. So this was a double-headed beast, and it was really robust. Okay, and it was going around having, fights with many different other beasts, and it would always come out on top, as to be, the champion all the time. Well, now the next beast that came wasn't so easily beat. This beast reminded me of the colors of a bear, or like a big Rottweiler dog, and it wasn't a Rottweiler. It just puts me in the mind of how robust the Rottweiler is when it has the muscles protruding out of just the muscle tone that shows, Well, this beast was actually a bear, but it was like a black bear, and it was robust, and it was, the muscles were defined in this beast. He was well kept. He was very big. Okay, so um, it was just like a buff big bear with muscle flexing its weight, and it was bigger than the other beasts. But they began to fight and brawl like two giants. And as a person looking up on this thing, I was horrified. What got me though? They acted like prideful, arrogant men. Then, when I saw them fight, the one that reminded me of a bear was getting the best of the champ who beat everyone. Because remember my previous, what I just said was that the double-headed one had been having all kind of, fights or wars with others, and he had won. But this beast here wasn't so easily beat, so it really had some competition on hand. And then when I saw them fight, the one that reminded me of a bear was getting the best of the champ who beat everyone, but not so easily. This one that it can beat. Now it rose up in power and struck the big black bear with one last blow. And before the last blow, they had been fighting for some time. And but at this point, the one that was getting beat was really, really losing its wind, having some issues keeping up with the fight. It was getting a pounding. Okay. Excuse me. Now, it rose up in power, and it just with its last breath, the double-headed beast that was getting beat by the big bear beast, it began to pick up its fist with one last hit, went all the way back to Timbuktu, wherever that's at, and it got angry, and it struck this big black bear with one last blow because it was losing. And that blow sounded like a bomb, and it went down. The bear went down. It hit a concrete wall, hit a wall. But when this double-headed beast hit him, it sounded like a bomb because it shook the whole earth. The ground was shaking even as they fought. It was like earthquake. I heard all kind of booms, and just this one last hit. It reminded me of a nuclear bomb. Like a nuclear bomb, because although I have never experienced a nuclear bomb, I can imagine the earth shaking experience. This was a feeling that we've never felt before. This was a bomb. It was like a nuclear bomb that just like, it was very loud, very heavy on the earth to the point of earthquake. Okay, of an earthquake, I'm sorry. Because the beast with two heads was very happy because the big beast that he could not get up off of him finally was off of him with this last blow that sounded like a bomb. It began to parade around again as prideful, but it was wounded very bad to the point it died. It fell and died after it had beat the big bear. Okay. It had died from the fierce fight with the one that gave him a fair fight. Because this double-headed beast was always pushing his weight around. He was taking people down. But this bear, big bear, wasn't having it. It was certainly the one that went toe-to-toe with him. Okay, so I don't know what this means, but it sounds like someone is fixing to go to war. And I believe there's a nuclear weapon that will be used, okay, or a bomb of some sort. I would say stick with the nuclear weapon. One or two will have a battle before this big battle will take place. I believe that this is a war, and I believe it'll be United States. This is just my thoughts on it, and I asked the Lord, and it's like, I know that this bear, after research, is Russia. Okay. Now, and I believe that this leopard, it may be Syria. The lion is like, I don't know. But give or take of what's going on, that may be going on here. Could be the U.S. In Syria, or it could be Israel. Could be in the midst of this. And we got the bear. We have the bear, which represents Russia. Then you have the leopard that could represent Syria, or Korea. Okay, and then I'm the lion. I'm really leaning toward the United States, or the United States is the eagle. Okay, it represents the eagle. But I would say that could be Israel. It could be, I've got 4 in mind, but there's only 3 I can really see in the dream. And I'll say that I'm definitely leaning. I know that the bear is Russia. And Syria, it could be Syria. And the U.S. has a lot to do with it, but I do know right now Israel is in a conflict with Iran. So you all give me your thoughts and ideas, what the Lord has shown you in your heart. But the Lord has definitely given me 3 that it could be, and I know Russia is one of them. One of them could be Iran and Israel. It could be. This is the way I'm looking at it, because we got rumors and rumors of wars going on here. But the one I'm looking at, this last one, could be the big one that I just saw with the nuclear weapon. And there's no doubt. Now, this world called Dragon, it could be a meteor. My grandson's been seeing a lot of these end time dreams and visions, and he's seeing them as young as I used to see them too, as 7 years old. But he's 9, but I've been seeing them for a long time as that young. So he started. There 2 or 3 of them are starting out that young with visions, and they're telling me some very horrifying times that are coming. Well, okay, you all give me your thoughts and really revelations and confirmations from the Lord, and leave me a comment. All right, praise God. Have a blessed day.